Hello again YouTube, this is part 2 of my starter motor repair. So in the previous part of the starter motor repair I soldered some new brushes on the negative end, and now here I have got the completed starter motor. Now I am going to admit I did use professional help because I didn't want to damage the field windings on the positive end of the starter motor on this stator, so I hired some professional help to get that done. But we tested the starter motor and that was all well and good. I also found out that the brushes, they were actually pop riveted on as opposed to soldered on, but they said that it wouldn't make much difference. The motor's actually tested and is actually very strong at running. And speaking of a brush cover, I have managed to fabricate my own with an offcut of lino floor that I found in a skip, which would be quite useful actually because it saves me having to buy one, and I know this stuff is pretty heavy duty. Hopefully the audio is also resolved as well because I have invested in a new microphone as well. So what I'm going to do off camera is that I'm going to fit the new brush cover, and then we can start beginning installing the starter motor. There you go. Get on the bus, Paddy. Can you hear me now? I've had the whole time with the microphone not on. Hopefully that should be better. So, I don't know if you want to maybe listen to that back on headphones or something like that. But I'm just going to try and see if I can do it without many takes as I can. Because that way, mistakes can be documented, and also I can look back and learn on them. So as I was saying on the previous video on the boat's gearbox oil change, we've advised the owner to remove the gearbox because, well, let's face it, I don't think that gearbox is any good at the moment. So that's going to be in the pipeline, but I don't know if I'm going to be the one who's actually be removing that gearbox. But if so, that would make some pretty good content. So yeah, this is the Lister SR2 which powers the boat anyway. So this has just been rebuilt. I've not actually started it since the rebuild. Now, I've put new piston rings on it. The big end bearings were alright. And when I rebuilt the engine, I know that the cylinder was actually tight on the piston, because when I barred the engine over with just the new piston rings in, the cylinder was sometimes floating on top of the cylinder. But when I did try and start it without rebuilding the starter motor first, it's just spinning over slowly, but there was some smoke and the compression has dramatically increased because it's literally going through the exhaust, which is something this has never done before. So I can't wait to get this engine back up and running and actually sort of feel how much power has been restored back into this engine. Make it last for many years to come. And yeah, I know that there's a couple of defects in this paintwork, but I'm going to let it run for a bit when I start it, and then I will also be touching up on the defects of the paint. So that's my intention anyway, because we don't just paint engines here. So yeah, also as well, I've got my decompression lever for this rocker cover. This one doesn't seem to want to engage, and the toggle has snapped. So it almost started, even just on one cylinder decompressed. So I will just show you now real quick that our starter motor is inside. Well, it's not just it's on, but it's not in, shall I say. So the starter motor is there, and so I'm just going to nip these studs up, and then I will rewire the starter motor. So the microphone is on this time round. I've connected the starter motor, but I only just ended up dropping it in the bilge. One of the cylinders is on decompression, and we're going to try and see if this works. I've got a little bit of deodorant as a bit of ether because I don't have any ether, so we're going to try and see if we can get it to fire. So attempt number 1. Oh, so close, so close. That's definitely a lot better than what it was previously. We're going to give it a few more starting attempts. Oh, come on, so close. Yes! 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 She lives! Yes! Oh, and it's dying. Probably a few airlocks, but she lives! Yes! Yes! She lives! That is absolutely marvellous! The first time it started with new piston rings. Oh wow! Yes! She lives! Can't tell you how pleased I am to get it going. Oh, starter motor repairs definitely worked.
"20 minutes later."